On a chill autumn night, Alex Mullins drove the shadow-draped streets of Gloucestershire. The moonlit road ahead was as much a path into her past as it was a physical journey. Haunting her were the images of a fatal coach crash, a tragedy that transformed the joyous faces of friends into echoes of lives snuffed out all too soon. Every turn of the wheel, every flicker of the headlights, seemed to conjure up the spectral figure known locally as the Bonehead, a grim reminder of that fateful night. This was no mere figment of the imagination, but a spectral entity that seemed to thrive on the specter of misfortune. Each time the Bonehead materialized in her thoughts, it was as if a cold finger traced an icy path down her spine, and yet Alex drove on, her journey an act of defiance against the skeletal specter, an ominous harbinger of misfortune that haunted the shadowy corners of her mind. Working tirelessly as a police officer, Alex tried to outrun the spectral figure that haunted her thoughts. But no matter the distance she put between herself and Gloucestershire, the Bonehead clung to her like a phantom in the night. Her career in law enforcement was not just a job but a desperate plea for normalcy. Yet, the tendrils of the past refused to let go, pulling her deeper into the abyss. A case, seemingly ordinary, led her back to the crash site. The gnarled wreckage, a stark reminder of the lives lost, ignited old wounds. As she sifted through the ashes of the past, the elusive truth began to peek out from the shadows. It was no longer a simple accident. There was something more, something darker lurking beneath the surface. In cold, dimly lit rooms, secret pasts unraveled. Deceit and betrayal spun an intricate tapestry, unfamiliar territories she traversed. As the sinister web of lies started to untangle, Alex found herself standing on the precipice of a haunting revelation. A persistent chill whispered of the malevolent Bonehead. It began to feel real and tangible. This feeling, once a mere specter in the shadows of her mind, had taken a form, a presence that gnawed at the edges of her reality. It was as if the frigid autumn air had turned into a ghostly hand, reaching out, curling its icy fingers around her heart. Her pulse quickened. The air around her seemed to thicken. Every breath was a struggle, as if she was trying to inhale a storm. It was no longer a question of if. The Bonehead was here, in this very room, a silent predator in the darkness. The room was cold, so cold she could see her breath. Yet, she stood her ground. This was no time to back down, not when she was so close. Her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, a stormy sea of fear and determination. But beneath it all, there was a spark, a tiny ember of courage that refused to be extinguished. She would not let this phantom, this embodiment of her deepest fears, take control. What could you uncover if you had the courage to face your fear? Fear, an entity that both cripples and motivates, is a double-edged sword. It has the power to paralyze or push us into the unknown. Alex's journey tells us that fear isn't always an external entity. It often resides within us, gnawing at our peace, casting long, dark shadows over our minds. But like Alex, we too have the power to face our fears, to delve into the darkness within and emerge stronger. When we confront our fears, we unravel hidden truths about ourselves. We discover resilience, strength, and courage we never knew we possessed. We transform, shedding our old selves and emerging anew, like a phoenix from the ashes. In the end, the monsters we fear, they don't define us. Our courage does. Our willingness to face the unknown, to confront the shadows within, that's what truly defines us. What could you uncover if you had the courage to face your fear?